everyone, and welcome to ABC All About Canada, a program that informs, educates, and inspires our fellow Filipinos here in British Columbia and in the whole Canada with important matters happening in the community today. For this episode, we have a very interesting, relevant topic: the 10 common legal questions asked by Filipino clients to a British Columbia lawyer. And with us today is a very special guest. She is a lawyer also from the Philippines. Now she is a British Columbia lawyer, barrister, and solicitor, specializing in business law, employment law, real estate, wills and contracts, and family laws, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Attorney Melissa Remulla-Briones.
Thank you, Rovic. Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And magandang araw sa inyo. Are we allowed to speak Tagalog, Rovic?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay,
Dahil ang majority siguro ng listeners natin, watchers natin ay mga Pilipino rin dito sa Canada. Okay, so kindly tell us more about yourself, Attorney Melissa. Like, for example, what was your motivation? Bakit ka napunta sa legal profession? Ganyan.
Okay. I'm a graduate of the UP College of Law, but before that, I was with ABS-CBN. So, with ABS-CBN, I was handling actors and actresses. Tapos, naisip ko, I looked at, sabi kasi, you have to look at your boss and see if that is who you want to be. And my boss was Johnny Manahan. So parang, okay, and comparable. Johnny Manahan. Will I be a Johnny Manahan? And I said, probably not. So I wanted a little bit more challenge. Parang kumuha ako ng bato na ipupukpok sa ulo ko. So sabi ko, meron akong friend na nagsabi, mahilig ka namang magbasa, mahilig ka namang magsulat. Bakit hindi ka mag-law? I took the suggestion to heart and I applied sa UP College of Law.
At what age?
I was already, na ba ako noon? 24. Kumbaga, nagtatrabaho na talaga ako noon.
True.
So parang, okay, sige, bigyan natin ng chance. So, ang option ko is MBA, Master's in Business Administration sa UP. Tapos, UP College of Law. So, dahil kulang ako sa math, dahil math graduate ako. So, kailangan ko kumuha ng mga math subjects ng summer. So, I was taking those math subjects. Tapos dumating yung result ng UP College of Law, natanggap ako. So, iwanan na natin tong math na to.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, isang normal na katanungan ng mga kababayan natin, kahit na nami-meet natin sa street, nagasaan po kayo sa Pilipinas?
Okay. I live very close to UP, so I'm from Quezon City, but my family is from Cavite. So, yung dad ko, umalis ng konti sa Cavite, punta na Las Piñas. Tumuwid ng boundary. So, I grew up in Las Piñas, went to school in Las Piñas, and then for college, Quezon City.
Alright, okay. Last question, dahil nagtatanong din na kadalasan tanong to ng mga clients natin na no legal background. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng barrister? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng solicitor? Kasi walang ganyan sa Pilipinas.
Wala. Dalawa actually yung kinukuha naming bar exam. So, one for the barrister exam and one for the solicitor exam. Barrister, you appear in court, you litigate. So, I'm licensed for that. Tapos yung solicitor, more like paper pushing. More corporate, more contracts, more review of documents. So, yun yung difference namin. Some of us do both. Most of us just practice in one area. Either barrister or solicitor. Ako, solicitor ako. Kasi ang background ko talaga, in-house counsel, mga contracts. So that's kind of I want to practice in that space. And that's what
Thank you for the information. Okay, mga kababayan, papasok na po tayo sa napakagandang topic natin, the 10 common legal questions asked by Filipino clients to Attorney Melissa. Number one.
I was married in the Philippines. Can I get divorced in Canada?
So ito ay
Mm,
under family law.
family law.
Okay.
Correct.
So
Mm-mm.
married in the Philippines, pwede bang mag-divorce? Tama? Sa Canada. Okay.
Mm-mm. Ang sagot ko, it depends. Okay. So if you are already a Canadian citizen, then yes. You can file a divorce in Canada, whether it be by way of a desk order divorce o yung tinatawag natin na ano siya, hindi siya challenged. May pagka-amicable divorce or walang resistance from either party to getting that granted. Um, pero pag ikaw ay Filipino citizen, Filipino laws will apply to you. So maraming lumalapit sa akin na either student sila dito or with permanent residence pa lang o kaya basta hindi pa sila citizens, may work permit, tinatanong nila if they can divorce their partners or their spouses. And I always tell them that there is a short answer, yes. Kasi Canadian laws do not distinguish whether you are a citizen of Canada in giving you a divorce. Ang itatanong lang yan, are you a resident of BC for at least a period of 1 year? Yun lang ang requirement eh. Pero magkakaroon ng gulo or difficulty when you get back to the Philippines. Kasi the Philippines will, ang sinasabi sa Pilipinas, Philippine laws apply to Filipino citizens. So pag hindi ka pa citizen ng ibang country, paano makakagrant ng divorce yung country na yon for you? So we are left with this situation where you're already divorced in Canada, but you were just a Filipino citizen when you got divorced. Pagbalik mo sa Pilipinas, tapos nagpakasal ka dito sa Canada, merong exposure to charges of bigamy. Kasi hindi mo na pa walang visa yung kasal mo sa Philippines. So I always tell my clients, wait muna for you to become a citizen before you file for your divorce here in Canada. Kasi ang Philippine courts, yung tinatawag na judicial recognition of a foreign divorce, they will always look for your citizenship. Citizen ka na ba when you file for your divorce in Canada? Pag ang sagot mali, pag ang sagot no, hindi yan mag-grant. So paano? Divorce ka dito sa Canada, hindi ka divorce sa Philippines. So, dalawa yung status, medyo magulo. So, para maayos, sinasabi ko, hintayin.
Alright. Okay. So, pwede na pala kahit na PR, pwedeng kahit work permit, pero hindi siya advisable.
Hindi siya
Mas maganda pa rin. Kung gusto mo ng worry-free, kumbaga, file ka kapag Canadian citizen ka na.
Yes.
Okay. Ang follow-up question naman dyan ay ganito. Paano mo ma-i-inform yung nasa Pilipinas na i-divorce mo na siya? Ano ba ang requirement o ano ang steps?
Ang ginagawa namin with my clients is personal service. So either kumakausap kami ng kamag-anak or kaibigan na close. Kasi ang requirement lang naman, i-hand mo eh. I-hand mo yung documents dun sa tao na. So
kahit
that
na nakaselyo siya, hindi pa niya nabasa. Ibigay mo.
Ibigay mo lang. Kasi that person doesn't need to sign anything, doesn't have to agree to anything.
Ano tawag doon? Ano yung term na yon?
Service. Service of process. Yon. Either we get a professional to do it. Meron kasi kaming mga process servers na tinatawag. Alam mo, meron akong supposedly ipa-process serve na nasa UK, 2,500 yung charge ng process server.
Siyempre, sagot nung ano yun.
Oo, sagot siyempre sa client yun. So, pero kaya cost efficient yung kamag-anak or kaibigan. Yun lang, you'd have to let them
Bakit na siya naging cost efficient?
Kasi libre.
I mean, how do you give it to the kamag-anak? I mean, kamag-anak ng siguro nung whoever na willing, parang ganon.
Whoever willing. Piprint lang naman nila from their end. Tapos ibibigay doon sa tao. Tapos mag-a-appear sila before me. Yung appearance nila sa akin could be by Zoom. That's what we do it. Nang nag-serve. Kasi magpasasign sila ng affidavit of proof of personal service.
Alright.
So, oo. Cost efficient kasi Hindi naman sila nag-charge. Gusto lang nilang tulungan yung kamag-anak nila.
Magtatanong pa ako ng isa. For example, nag-grant na yung divorce noong babae dito dahil Canadian
Yeah.
citizen na siya.
Mm-mm.
So may asawa pa siyang naiwan sa Pilipinas na na-serve naman, ano? Nag-asawa ulit dito na isang Filipino rin, single din naman, walang problema.
Right.
Na Canadian citizen na rin, okay?
Mm-mm.
Umuwi ng Pilipinas yung either party.
Mm.
Nasa Pilipinas, nakita nung naiwan na asawa. Pwede bang kasuhan?
There is always that danger. Yan yung sinasabi ko na bigamy. Kasi kailangang ma-recognize yung foreign divorce sa Philippines. So there's another process for that.
Yeah.
Para at least mapawalang visa yung kasal under Philippine laws. So I introduce my clients to lawyers in the Philippines who can assist them with that.
Oh, anong process ang tawag dito? At saka,
Judicial recognition of foreign divorce.
paano yung process niya? Mahirap ba?
Mahirap. Kasi I also assist my clients in getting requirements by the Philippine courts. Yung Philippine courts, nagre-require sila ng certified true copy of the laws. Yung Divorce Act. Yung sobrang kapal na Divorce Act, sinecertify namin yan. So, ngayon madali na lang kasi apostille na lang. Dati, dumadaan pa yan sa Law Society, tapos sa consulate. So, we get them that, and then merong mga affidavit na required. Tapos kailangan magpadala ka ng proof of citizenship mo. Yan yung kailangan i-prove mo na Canadian ka na when you file your...
Para sa kabatiran ng mga tagapakinig natin, ano ba yung apostille?
Apostille is under, hindi ko alam kung Hague Convention, but it's an internationally recognized way by which a country can certify documents so that it will be accepted in another country. So dito, sa Victoria. Sa Victoria. So pinapadala namin yung documents sa Victoria. We're one of the lawyers na accredited who are able to do that for our clients. So we just pay a $20 fee, we just register the document, send it to them. Pagbalik sa amin, may cover na yun. Parang red ribbon, except apostille yung tao.
Okay, so last question, kasi napakagandang topic ito. So yung process sa Philippines, panibagong process yon at panibagong fees na haharapin noong kinasal dito, nag-divorce dito.
Oo. Hindi lang yan, meron pang Vatican, di ba? Kasi most of us married sa church. Okay. Pero I think yung Vatican easier na and I'm not sure kung merong fees din doon. So parang tatlong process if you get married in church.
In your experience, nagkaroon na ba ng umuwi doon at nag-file ng case yung tao, yung parang aggrieved party at na-serve ng warrant of arrest yung tao ron? Meron ka na bang experience na gano'n?
Fortunately, wala pa.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Napakaliwanag at for all the other details, nandiyan naman si Attorney Melissa, kukontakin niyo siya sa kanyang opisina. Papasok na tayo doon sa second common questions asked by Filipino clients.
How can I protect my assets before marriage? Okay. These are for people who are, yung iba, mature na sila, so marami na silang napundar. Tinatanong nila, syempre meron silang mga fears and concerns. Syempre, if you tell your partner that meron akong assets, and you kind of tell them, I don't want to share it with you.
Ano tawag sa ganyan?
Ano yan? Prenuptial agreement, or dito ang tawag dito, marriage agreement. So concern yan ng mga, yung mga professionals na women or men, and concern din yan ng mga parents. Yun yung mga nagtatanong sa akin, yung mga parents na papamanahan ng yung mga anak nila, paano daw nila mapoprotektahan.
Question ko lang, ano ang mas maraming nagtanong sa'yo? Yung parents o yung mismong may-ari na matured na tao na mas may assets? Ano ang mas marami?
Alam mo, parents.
Bagay mo. Kasi minsan, alam mo, love is blind. Love is blind. Kapag in love ka, hindi mo naiisip yung ganyan. Kaya understandable, parents, yes.
And I always tell my clients, parang siya, it rocks the boat. So it's a very sensitive topic for
True.
them to bring up with their children. Kasi parang sasabihin mo dun sa anak mo, oy, tanong mo nga sa boyfriend mo kung papayag mag-prenup. So
True.
parang,
True. True.
paano yun, right? Kasi the other party could always say, hindi lang naman, I mean, um, hindi naman yung pera mo yung gusto ko. Pero parang syempre, sabihin niya, may insulto siya, di ba? So, it brings up a lot of other issues.
Oo nga eh. Dapat maging ano yan eh, no? Parang acceptable
Requirement.
na dapat na ano eh, no? Pero you are right, hindi very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
So, paano?
Mm-mm. So what we do is we sit down with the person, either the child. Yung mga ibang mga bata, magugulat ka, open sila.
Hmm.
Kasi ano sila eh, parang mature na sila mag-isip. They know that they work hard for what they have. So, ano lang sa kanila, matter of factly, tatanungin nila yung mga boyfriend or girlfriends nila. And most of the time, the other party says yes. Alam mong sensitive dito, mga Filipinos. Yung mga Filipinos na laki sa Pilipinas na dinala lang dito, pero yung mga laki dito, hindi masyado. So what we do is, we sit down with them. Ano kasi, simple lang naman yung rule. Anything that you have before the marriage, during the marriage, and after the marriage is yours. And everything that the other party has is theirs. So meron naman silang option to purchase a property together. Na dalawa sila na nandun sa title. Hindi naman, it doesn't prevent gifting. It doesn't prevent joint ownership of a property. Pwede pa rin naman nilang gawin yun, lalo na kung shared yung mortgage, di ba? So, walang problema doon. Pero it just, gives you a certain peace of mind that lahat ng naipundar mo, kasi hindi mo masasabi kung mag-work yung marriage.
True.
Hindi eh. Walang assurance. So at least, meron kang peace of mind na pag nagkaroon ng issue, hindi ka masistress dahil exposed yung yung increase in the value of your property. So we always tell them the issues are spousal support. Usually wini-waive ang spousal support kasi hindi mo alam kung sino yung higher income earner. Pangalawa, property, like what I said, what is yours, what is mine, before, during, after the marriage. And third, child support. Yung iba, nag-iisip sila magkano. Yung iba, hindi. So, naglalagay na lang kami ng provision na in case may anak, kailangan may support kung sino man yung higher income earner at depende kung nakanin yung bata. Tapos ano pa ba? Yun lang naman yung mga issues. Parenting, saka na namin pinapasukan yan pag meron ng pinapasok namin.
Alam mo, tama ka. Alam mo, dapat sa process ng pag-aasawa, pagkakasal, di ba sa atin, meron tayong tradisyon, pamamanhikan, di ba, meron kung ano-anong. Dapat ang isang maging culture na sa atin, bumisita sa isang lawyer.
Yeah.
Oo, na para maging part na yung prenup, di ba?
I agree. Kasi hindi naman sa you're doing something to make the marriage start not right. You are actually doing something to let it or have it start right. Dahil alam mo yon, meron kayong disclosures ng financials nyo, meron kayong disclosures ng lahat, and then you can move forward. Hindi nyo naiisipin, hindi na kayo mag-work as you go towards that.
True. Okay, so magandang tanong yan at saka magandang tip din sa mga bagong kasal na bago kayo ikasal, dumaan muna kayo din sa lawyers. Gawin natin parang yan, standard na siguro yan, ano? Okay, papasok na po tayo sa third commonly asked legal question sa isang abogado.
What are the legal implications of a common law relationship?
Okay.
So common law relationship is living in a marriage-like relationship for a period of at least 2 years. So, kasi hindi yan alam na concept, yung common law. Sa Pilipinas, wala yan eh. Ano yung common law? Live-in. Walang rights yung ka-live-in. Pero dito sa Canada,
yes.
So, so merong threshold, 2 years. Pero pag nagkaanak, that time shortens.
Sorry, pag nagkaanak,
nag-live-in kayo, tapos 3 months after you lived in, nanganak, kasi buntis. So, shortened na yung period. Common law spouse mo na siya. At 3 months. So, sinasabi ko yan palagi sa mga clients ko kasi hindi sila aware na pag naging common law spouse na yung status ng partners nila, meron na yung entitlement to spousal support, meron na yung entitlement to a division in the property. Division in the property, but only as to the increase in value. Kasi what is yours and what is the other person's? Meron kayong mga assets eh. Tapos, let's say, meron kang bahay, $1 million. At the time of that you became common law spouses, 1.2. At the time of separation, 2 million. Meron na siyang entitlement dun sa increase na 800,000. Kalahati nun kanya. Kaya, again, the solution is to get into a marriage agreement or a cohabitation agreement that will set the rights and the obligations of the other party para walang gulo or walang confusion.
Alam mo, tama ka
I get
kasi
that.
kahit na ako, pag nakikipag-deal ako, gusto ko to the last centavo.
Correct.
Magkaalaman tayo kung sino magpo-provide o kaya kung
Oo.
saan mapupunta.
Walang gulatan.
Walang gulatan. So,
Yeah.
lumalabas pala
Mm-mm.
na alam naman natin dito sa Canada ang common law ay meron ding karapatan, pero kumbaga iba pala siya, no? Totally, medyo ang laki ng pagkaiba niya sa marriage kasi sa marriage automatic kung wala kayong prenup, hati kayo. Tama, ano?
Oo. Pero yung nga lang sa marriage, meron ding mga tinatawag na mga presumptions. Like for example, pinamana ng magulang.
Yeah.
Ang intention ba ng magulang ibigay sa pamilya o ibigay din lang sa anak? So, you will delve deeper. Pag common law spouses, ang presumption, yung increase in the value.
Yung increase, alright, okay.
Yeah.
Maliwanag na maliwanag. So, marami pa tayong katanungan mga kababayan na nakikinig, pero maganda yan. Pag meron kayong mga detalye na, talk to a lawyer. Okay? So, papasok na tayo sa pang-apat na katanungan. Ito naman, the next 3 questions ay under wills.
Correct. Wills and estates.
Okay po, pang-apat.
Okay. Actually, ikalima na ba? O... ikaapat na. Tama, sorry. Yeah. So, I have properties in the Philippines. Do I include them in my Canadian will? What should I do? So, ano yun eh, ang clients ko kasi, mostly Filipinos. So, meron silang isang paa na naiwan sa Pilipinas. So, most of them have properties that are left in the Philippines. A lot of them are waiting for inheritance. So, yung meron silang mga inchoate rights, and syempre kailangan i-consider yon when I'm drafting their will. So, what I do is I draft multiple wills for them. I draft their British Columbia will and I draft their Philippine will. Actually, hindi ko dinadraft yung Philippine will. I give them information, yung holographic will na tinatawag, which is handwritten will, dated, signed, and by the hand of the testator himself or herself, and need not be witnessed. So, dalawa palagi yung pinaprepare namin. I ask them to prepare the holographic will. Tapos yung iba, meron pa silang mga vacation properties in Mexico. Some of them have properties in the US. So yung mga yon hindi ko tinatouch. Yung US, kailangan mag-consult sila ng US lawyer. Mexico state. Kasi kahit gumawa man ako, baka hindi i-accept ng mga jurisdiction yung will na ginawa ko. But I always tell them that you cannot invalidate your British Columbia will. Kaya yung wording ko sa holographic will, this will does not invalidate my British Columbia will. Importante yung wording na yun. Kasi pag nahuli yung holographic will, invalidated na yung British Columbia will mo dahil hindi mo sinabi na hindi i-invalidate. So I kind of try to provide a bit of clarity to my clients with respect to their estate plan para we take into consideration everything. Now, I also have clients na sinasabi sa akin, attorney, lagyan mo na lahat. So, sinasabi ko, pwede naman, wala naman problema. Hindi ko lang alam kung ma-accept sa Pilipinas. Yun yung problem ko kasi. Paano pag pinasa mo yung will, a Canadian BC will in the Philippines? Will it pass probate? So, we are not sure. But in any case, kasi pwede naman, wala palang test case kung ma-accept ba. But it kind of clarifies their intentions. Yun lang naman importante. Ano ba intention ng testator, ng will maker? Kanina mapupunta yung estate. And then the judge will give credence or value to that.
Alam mo, mga kababayan, so maliwanag na maliwanag, yung property nyo sa British Columbia, madali malapitan si attorney. Kung meron kayong property sa British Columbia at meron kayong property sa Philippines, kay attorney rin. Ito ang susunod na tanong. Meron akong property sa Philippines, wala akong property rito, sa Philippines lang. Matutulungan ba sila?
Oo. Matutulungan ko rin sila. So, I'll give them yung holographic will. I'll talk to them. Alam mo, sinasabi ko. Sinasabi ko, ibenta.
Ibenta.
You know why? Oo, lalo na kung, kasi ano ba yung intention? Balak pa ba nilang umuwi? Balak pa ba ng mga bata na umuwi? Ano ba yung intention eventually? Kasi kung wala, parang sayang yung asset na yon, hindi mapapakinabangan. Bakit hindi nilang dalhin ito at ibili ng investment property? Kasi mas nag-appraise ang value ng properties here versus the Philippines. Even, I don't know, I think baka mga investments natin mas mabilis na yung appraisal versus the Philippines. So that's what I always tell them.
Alam mo, kaya ako natanong yon ang mga kababayan, kasi eksakto, kahapon lang, mayroong nagtanong sa akin may edad na yung dalawang Pilipino na doon sa Abbotsford. Hindi na nila, wala na silang pakialam sa Pilipinas, that is the word. Pero, meron silang property ron. At yung property roon, nakikinabang yung para doon sa mga Pilipino roon, napakalaking halaga nun, di ba? Kaya nga naitanong ko kung tumatanggap ka rin ng mga ganyan, sapagkat maganda mga kababayan, kung ganyan ang senaryo nyo, lumapit din po kayo kay Atty. Melissa.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, doon naman tayo sa panglima tanong tungkol sa wills.
What happens if I die without a will? Ang tanong is, it depends. Pero it will be difficult for the people you leave behind. Dahil they will have to file for a grant of administration. Pwede pa silang mag-contest doon kung sila nga yung tama na taong mag-apply ng grant of administration. Tapos, yung mga properties mabibigay doon sa baka yung mga tao na ayaw niya makatanggap. Diba? Kasi it takes the decision making out of that person's hands. Dahil according to the law, ang unang magmamana sa'yo kung wala kang mga anak ay yung asawa mo, 100%. So that spouse gets everything. And then if you're already estranged but have not filed any case for divorce, then that spouse will get everything. Tapos, pag meron kang anak, the first $300,000 to your spouse, and then 50% again to your spouse, and 50% to your children, divided equally. Sa Pilipinas kasi may tinatawag tayong mga legitimes, di ba? Yung presumptive legitim, which is, for example, may asawa, may 3 anak, divided by 4. Yung asset, yung estate, according to the law. Dito sa Canada, pwede kang mag-disinherit. Pwede kang disinherit. So, pwede kang mag-disinherit, pwedeng unequal distribution. Kasi sasabihin mo, binigyan ko na yung anak ko ng 200,000 dahil sa tuition fee niya sa pagiging doktor. So, it's an advance already. So, merong accounting kang pwedeng gawin. Tapos, yung ibang mga anak mo, nawala pa, na hindi pa nakakatanggap from you, could get more. Tapos, alam mo, yung unfortunately, like, marami akong clients, especially yung mga matatanda. Marami na silang nararamdaman. And most of it is fear and pain and disillusionment from their children. So, they try to tell me na gusto na nilang i-disinherit yung anak dahil hindi sila dinadalaw, walang galang sa kanila, they feel they're unheard at binabastos. So what I try to do from my end is I try to bring logic into it. Kasi pag puro feeling, and those are valid feelings, Rovic. Siyempre, magulang sila So, nasasaktan sila. So, tinatry ko lang na as much as possible, equalize. equalize what the children are getting, I kind of try to um, talk a bit of sense into them. Although sensitive, kasi kailangan talaga, ang gusto lang nila mapakinggan sila.
Mm.
And this is parang way nila to
Mm.
to to be heard, and at the same time to have the final say in what they have.
Mm.
So I try to talk, to listen, and to capture what it is they want to do. At pag meron silang gustong ganyan, pag talagang strong yung feeling ng disinheritance, gumagawa ka ng memorandum of wishes. Ang memorandum of wishes clarifies why a child is getting less than the other children. For example, dapat seryoso attempt on the life, yung mga ganang tipo.
Mm.
Tapos, para,
Abandonment.
abandonment.
Mm.
Tapos, physical,
Violence. Threat.
violence. Yeah, mga ganon, threats, pangloloko, or, mahirap. Mahirap yung wills and estates kasi it deals with families. And sometimes it's not very straightforward. Hindi straightforward ang mga pamilya.
Mm.
Rovic. So, I try to be sensitive to what it is they need and they want, and I try to capture it in my document. But I give them hope. Yun lang, yun naman minsan kailangan.
Alam mo, damdam ko yung minsan bilang immigration consultant din, somehow na nalilinig ko yung mga ganyan. Diyan pumapasok minsan yung magiging counselor ka rin pala, no?
Part.
Minsan pag meron kayatang meeting with clients, ubos yung 60% ng pakikinig lang muna ng napakahabang background, Pero ito,
Importante yun.
yeah, ito ang tanong ngayon. Yung iba, gusto ko agad malaman, gaano ba ka-hassle yan? Kasi yung iba nahahaselan sa pagkuha ng wills. At ano ba ang expenses diyan? Parang something like that.
Hindi, we send the wills questionnaire first para alam namin yung assets. At alam namin kung may capacity, mental capacity pa, yung testator. Importante yun kasi hindi ka makakagawa ng will kung wala ka ng ability, physically, mentally, to draft the will.
True.
Kaya merong urgency, Rovic. Dapat gagawin mo yung will mo pag kaya mo pa na mag-isip at mag-desisyon. So yun, wills.
Dapat pala magkaroon ng ng parang kung merong Fire Prevention Month ng March, meron din palang will composition month para lang for awareness purposes, di ba?
Yeah, kasi it's very important kasi ikaw yung mag-make ng decision para dun sa mga assets mo, not anyone. So, wills questionnaire, babalik yun sa amin, magda-draft kami, papadala namin sa client, i-review nila. Then we meet by Zoom or in person to discuss everything, to clarify everything. Minsan straightforward, alam nila na gagawin nila Pero yung iba, hindi. Hindi nila alam kung sino ba executors nila. Hindi ba kasi walang kamag-anak dito Parang sino yung matatrust nila to execute their will. Pangalawa, yung mga heirs. So, iniisip na nila, sino ba yung mag-aalaga sa akin? Alam mo, importante yun. Nakakatuwa. Tama naman Kasi, diba, it should go to that person that means something to you and you mean something to them. Kaso, alam mo, mahirap na rin ma-ascertain yung intentions. Kasi, minsan vulnerable yung mga tao. So, kailangan ko na rin makita minsan kung ano yung nangyayari para at least I can prepare my clients. Then third, we sit together and then we sign the will here in my office, or for my clients na hindi na nila kayang maglakad or anything, I go to them.
In your experience, gaano yung pinakamabilis na natapos ang isang proseso at gaano naman yung kahaba pagdating sa wills?
Mga 1 to 2 weeks, we should already be done with it. From the drafting to the sign and to the registration of vital statistics. Ganun lang kabilis.
Yung fees naman, hindi yung kumbaga general background lang. Kasi baka sabihin na iba, ako.
Baka Kasi makikita rin to in the future, baka luma na yung fees ko. Hindi siya mahal.
Kasi iba kasi iniisip, baka a certain percentage of the estate, hindi naman ganun.
Ay, hindi. Pag
Wala.
ano yan, pag probate yun, yung mga
Okay.
executor, then a
Alright.
certain percentage of the estate. But yung simple wills ko, it shouldn't be more than, ang hirap magsalita. But,
No
but yeah,
problem.
they can just call me or contact me
please.
directly.
Doon lang ako, yun lang ang tanong ko, mali yung pagkakaano ko na if it's based on the
Ay,
yung laki ng kanilang estate. Okay, papasok na po tayo sa question number
6.
6. Okay.
What are probate, tama. What are probate fees and how can I minimize them?
Ayan.
So, ang probate
Tama
fees,
pala yung tanong ko.
oo. Correct. Yung probate fees kasi, yan yung pabayara pag yung will kailangang i-probate. Pero,
ano muna ba yung probate? Ayan.
probate is a process by which the courts allows a will. It appoints the executor appointed in the will, and the court issues a grant of probate after the process. So parang hanggang 4 months yung process na yon, papadala natin yung will sa court, tapos yung court i-affirm na walang problema yung will, walang changes, walang interlineations, yung walang pages na napalitan.
Yeah.
Tapos mag-i-issue sila ng grant of probate. So, ang point kasi ng estate planning or ng will making is to have everything outside the operation of the will. Kung makakatira ka sa will ng wala, that's the best estate planning. How do you do that? Una, insurance. So, ang insurance kasi diretso yan. Diretso yan sa beneficiary. Tax-free. So, hindi siya part ng probate kasi diretso. Ang pangalawa is yung joint ownership. So, relevant yan sa'yo kasi you're a realtor. Yung mga clients natin, pwede silang mag-joint tenancy. So, if the ownership is one of joint tenancy, there is a right of survivorship. So, what the land title office will require is only the death certificate for the property to pass to the joint owner. So, pag ganun, suspended, walang taxes, walang property transfer tax fees. Pangatlo is gifting. So, habang kaya pa nila, pwede na silang mag-gift sa mga anak nila. Kasi unlike the Philippines, wala tayong donors taxes or gifting taxes. Wala pa for now.
Sana hindi na magkaroon.
But yeah, it's a way na parang ibibigay na nila kagad yung mana sa mga bata. Pero alam mo, meron siyang pros and cons. Kasi una, hindi mo alam kung hanggang kailan ka mabubuhay. Paano pag nabuhay ka hanggang 120 years? Then, nabigay mo na yung assets mo sa mga anak mo. Pero kailangan mo pa siya. So, it's really a lot of maraming ways. So, ibabalance mo lahat. Like, for example, mag-insurance ka para sigurado may makukuha sila. Pero may argument against that, na parang wala ka daw obligasyon to leave anything to your children. Which is very contrary to the Filipino culture. Kasi parang sa atin, binuhay natin sila and therefore, we have that obligation to make sure that they live and live well and that they're educated and everything. So,
medyo complicated, ano?
Yeah. So, hindi, basta yung marami siya. So, estate planning talaga siya. Some of it, i-join. Yung bank accounts, ang recommended ko rin sana join para pag hindi ma-freeze yung account. Pag isa lang kasi yung owner, ma-freeze. So, sinasabi ko, yung iba pwedeng sa'yo lang. Tapos, yung iba pwedeng i-joint mo. Tapos, yung mga RRIF, meron ka namang mga pension. So, kung tingin mo enough at kung capable ka pa na magbigay sa anak mo at that early stage, then do it. Pero most of my clients, iniisip nila kailangan kong mag-survive. And will this asset provide me with the income I will need to survive on a monthly basis? Kasi kailangan mo isipin yun, hindi lahat ilalaan sa anak.
True.
Dahil, paano if you live longer than what you're
Kaya,
thinking?
kaya tama talaga si attorney na mga kababayan na habang sound mind ka pa, mababalanse mo pa lahat, yung ipapamana mo, ipamimigay mo at saka yung magiging future mo, gumawa na po kayo ng will. Question, yung bang sa will pwede mo nang i-appoint kung sino ang magiging parang administrator mo?
Correct. Yeah, ang tawag doon, executor. So, pag may yung family with children, usually ina-appoint nila na executor is the spouse and the children, either the eldest one or yung pinaka-responsable financially. Kasi merong mga anak na hindi magaling sa pera. So, alam niya ng parents. Ina-appoint nila with an apology to the other children. Yung iba naman, ina-appoint nila lahat. That they have to make a
pwedeng
decision.
i-appoint lahat yon just in case na may nangyari.
Yes. Correct. Tapos yung iba naman na walang anak or walang spouse, yung sobrang close na friend or kapatid or yung iba kong mga executor, taga-US, saka taga-Pilipinas, pwede naman, hindi practical.
Oo nga pala, another question yan, ang gusto nila yung nasa Philippines eh. Oo, paano nga yun? Wala pa siyang visa.
Yun yung sinasabi ko eh. Parang sinasabi ko, appoint ka muna ng someone here in Canada kahit nasa Ontario, basta Canada. Tapos alternate na lang yung nasa Pilipinas kasi hindi natin alam kung mabibigyan siya ng visa. But they can always appoint through a special power of attorney someone who can do their job as executor here in Canada.
Last question. Napag-usapan natin ang gusto niya appoint yung kanyang administrator or yung kanyang executor. Paano kung yung beneficiary niya nasa Philippines? Yung mga anak niya hindi nakapunta rito.
Yeah.
Paano matatanggap nun?
Pwede rin. So mag-a-appoint siya ng yung insurance diretso yung proceeds doon. Mag-a-appoint siya ng tao dito ng sobrang close na kaibigan o kamag-anak. At yung taong yun ang magbibigay ng mana dun sa mga nasa Pilipinas. I'm recently handling a case where the beneficiaries are in the Philippines and they've received a couple of 100,000. So ang maganda dito, mapapagkatiwalaan yung executor. Ang ginawa niya talaga, umuwi siya sa Pilipinas para ibigay dun sa mga taong yun yung mana nila. Kasi yung executor, it's a fiduciary duty, one of trust. Tinitingnan din niya ni court kung pinufulfill mo ba yung obligations mo at hindi ka nagtitake advantage sa possession.
Last question. Sinabi mo yung executor uwi ng Pilipinas. Sino gumagastos nun? Estate. Alright. Mga kaibigan, napakasarap ng topic natin, napapahaba. Yung mga small details, alam mo na kung sino ang lalapitan. Okay? So, papasok na tayo doon sa pang-walo ba? Pang-pito?
Pang-pito.
Pang-pito. So, apat pa. Okay.
Yes. What are the annual legal obligations of a corporation in British Columbia?
Yan, sa mga may negosyo.
Para lang alam. Oo, para lang alam nila. So, ang annual legal obligation is filing of the annual report. So, either you or the lawyer does it. And then, financial statements. Kailangan mo ng accountant kasi kailangan mo mag-file ng financial statements whether or not it has an income. Pangatlo, kailangan ka mag-hold ng annual general meeting. Pero parang sa Pilipinas, may paper meetings na rin dito.
Yeah.
For the appointment of the auditor or kung sino man or the directors. And lastly, corporate tax filing. Kailangan mag-file ng taxes ang bawat korporasyon.
Napakaliwan. Okay, papasok na tayo sa commonly asked question number
8. Why should I hire a lawyer and not a notary in real estate conveyance? So palaging sinasabi sa akin, attorney, mahal ka naman masyado. Ako hindi. Ang sinasabi ko, actually tinitingnan ko rin yung presyo ng mga notary. Comparable na siya. Pareho na kami halos. Ang added value na is that we can give you legal advice. Because conveyancing or purchase of a property is one of the biggest decisions and biggest purchases you will make in your life. If you can have someone who can give you advice on the multifaceted siya. it intersects family law,
Mm.
it intersects estate law,
Mm.
it intersects contracts. So lahat yun, pwede namin kayo mabigyan ng advice. Like for example, meron akong kliyente na attorney, meron akong dalawang kaibigan, gusto nila na makisosyo sa akin, bumili ng bahay, pero ayaw nila na nasa title sila. Ano ang gagawin ko? So, ang sinasabi ko, bare trust agreement, although dati yung bare trust, yun talaga yung go-to namin. Pero ngayon, hindi na masyado kasi meron ng tax requirement. So, they have to file a T3 filing on a yearly basis kahit na walang income yung trust. But anyway, we have a solution for that. Bare trust, co-ownership agreement. So if a lawyer can do that for you, a lawyer can advise you on that. But a notary public can. And what sets my firm apart is that we really sit down with you when we're available to all of our clients. Talagang ini-explain namin isa-isa ng maigi para maintindihan nila. Tapos binibigyan din natin sila ng konting advice for their purchases in the future. Versus my experience before kasi nag-hire na rin ako before. Parang sabi sa akin, oh, pirma ka dito. Hindi naman na-explain sa akin kung ano yung pinipirmahan ko. So it's like, no, we don't do it that way in my firm. My office is always open for clients who will have questions. At marami silang tanong, which is good, which I encourage.
So mga kababayan, yung conveyancing, yan yung bumili ka ng property. This is for home buyers, ano?
Yeah.
Lalo na dun sa mga first-time home buyers. Yung conveyancing, yung ililipat na sa iyo yung titulo. Yun, maganda, humaharap kayo sa abogado. Di ba? Hindi
Mas better.
Notary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
May dadagdag pa kayo doon, attorney, bago tayo lumipat sa pang-9?
Wala na. Yung number 9 kasi what is the process of conveyancing?
Okay, so papasok na tayo. Tama ba? Yun ang number 9. Number 9.
Yeah, correct. What is
Number
the process of conveyancing? So conveyancing, documentation kasi namin yan. It's a process by which you purchase a property or sell a property or refinance a property or transfer a property. All of that, the lawyer handles it. So what happens is that we send you a questionnaire. Ano lang, practical lang to para lang alam nila kung what to expect. We send them a questionnaire which they will fill out. It will have sensitive information, birthday, SIN, trabaho, source of funds. Importante, sa trabaho natin, Rovic, sobrang grabe yung ethics, di ba? Kailangan walang money laundering. So talagang we make sure that doesn't happen in a transaction. Kung hindi, lagot kami sa CRA or sa mga bangko. So we identify the identities of our clients. Requirement rin yan in Law Society. Pagkatapos nun, we request for the documents, contract of purchase and sale, addendum, lahat, information package, pagbago. We draft the documents, we send the client what's called the statement of adjustments. Yung statement of adjustments, yun yung ipiprepare nila ng cheque. Na ibibigay nila sa amin at i-draft parang kukuha sila ng backdraft. Tapos i-deposit namin kasi yun yung pambili namin ng property in addition to the mortgage fund. So we also deal with the lender. We have lender requirements that we need to fulfill prior to the purchase or the refinance. Pagkatapos na mag-meeting na, uupuan na. I-explain na namin yung documents. Tapos sa closing day, magre-register kami through the land title office. And then after that, we report within the day kung okay na yung transaction, under what registration number it is, yung CD number na tinatawag. Tapos pwede na nilang i-email yun sa Realtor nila para makuha na yung susi. So it's a straightforward process, but not very straightforward. May mga difficulties, but wala pa namang insurmountable. But we're here to guide them, you and me, and yung mortgage broker natin, the rest of the way.
So mga kababayan, lalo na sa mga first-time home buyers, napakaganda. Ito ay unwritten siguro na tip ko, kukuha kayo ng lawyer na Pilipina. Kasi mas maganda minsan na nasasabi nyo lahat, na-express nyo lahat. Minsan nga pag fellow Filipino yung inyong lawyer, tinginan pa lang, nagkakaintindihan na kayo kung ano yung pangangailangan nyo na po-provide ng ating lawyer. Okay, papunta na tayo sa pang-10. Ito naman para sa lahat na nagtatrabaho.
Correct. Do I need a lawyer if my employment is terminated? So parang inisip nila, kailangan ko ba ng lawyer o ano?
Kumbaga, sila, na fire.
Na-fire sila, na-terminate yung employment. Ang fast answer dyan, yes. You have to, kasi kailangan yung independent legal advice bago ka pumirma. A lot of them, pipirma na lang, nung tinatawag na release, tapos kukuhanin yung offer sa kanila, tapos mag-iisip, tama ba yung offer sa akin?
So, sorry kasi ako,
Yeah.
never ko pa
Yes.
experience yan. So, pag ikaw pala na-fire, tawagin ka sa HR, parang ganon, at may papapirmahan sa'yo?
Mm-mm. May papapirmahan sa'yo na release, quit claim and release. Bibigyan ka ng cheque, papapirmahan ka ng release. Sabihin sa'yo, hindi sinasabi sa bio minsan na kumuha ka ng independent legal advice.
So, pwede mo tanggihan yun?
Pwede mo tanggihan yan. Pwede mo silang paghintayin. You're given siguro between 7 to 14 days, depende sa employer, for you to have that reviewed by a lawyer. And why should you do that? Kasi it will depend on the contract. What does your contract say? A lot of us don't even know what our contract says. Sometimes, yung common law notice is being waived by us. So pag ganon, medyo sinasabi ko, ay wala na tayong medyo magagawa. Except kung merong yung pagkaka-terminate sa'yo in bad faith. Ano yan eh, it affects the severance or the notice period if there is bad faith in your termination. For example, inaccuse ka ng something like sexual harassment. Seryoso yun eh. That is something that you should talk to a lawyer about so that you know your rights, you know your entitlement. Kasi dito sa BC Rovic, no fault. No fault ang termination. The employer has a right to terminate the employee provided that they pay the notice period under the Employment Standards Act. Parang sobrang clear niyan. Except, hindi talaga clear minsan yung nangyayari. How were you terminated? Meron bang ipinalit sa'yo? How were you hired? Kinuha ka ba nila inentice ka ba nila from another company to go to their company? Tapos, what was the treatment of you while you were working with them? Was there racism? Was there bias? So, yun yung mga pag-uusapan namin. And then, we will tell the employee kung meron siyang habol or laban, and then paplanuhin na namin how to handle yung pagbigay ng response to the employer. Pero yun, they should know their rights, they should talk to a lawyer before signing anything. Because if they sign anything, wala na yun, the courts will already see that as a waiver of all of their rights.
So mga kababayan, napakaliwanag kung kayo po ay mataterminate at kayo ay pinapapirma ng inyong employer, wag po kayong pipirma, humingi po kayo ng copy at dalhin po sa ating abogado. Tama?
Correct.
Okay. So saan kanila pwede kontakin, Attorney Melissa, for their concerns?
Yes. My website is Northam, that's northam-law.com. They can email me at melissa@northam-law.com. Call me at 604-630-2350.
Yes. Thank you, Attorney Melissa.
Thank you, Rovic. Thank you so much.
Yes. So mga kababayan, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching ABC All About Canada, a program that educates, informs, and inspires our fellow Filipinos with important and relevant happenings in the community. Once again, my name is Rovic Canono. I'm your host. I'll see you again. Thank you.